welcome to International Finance Interview, and you are with me, Guang, again. All right, so right now we have an honor to have Anthony Shin, the CEO, Maruhan Japan Bank, Laos. Thank you very much for being here. So firstly, we would like to congratulate with your award winnings of the Best New Mobile Banking Application, MJ Saduak Lounge 2019.
Thank you.
So let's start with the first question. How's the lounge financial industry and banking landscape? And also, could you please share with us more about MJBL?
Thank you, Guang. Laos as a country is probably one of the last frontier countries, and it's not just emerging, but it's also a very exciting opportunity. If you look across the ASEAN region and Asia in whole, probably Laos is the last one that's kind of really coming up, and there's a lot of opportunities. Now, if you look at Laos and you look at the banking landscape, there are currently about 43 banks for 7 million population. So I would say it's kind of crowded. Competition is quite stiff for such a small industry. But Laos is growing as an economy. If you look at the Indo-China region and you look at the Mekong 5, Laos in terms of GDP per capita is probably doing one of the better ones. It's already surpassed $2,000, and that's a lot higher than even Myanmar and Cambodia, which has actually opened up and started developing a lot earlier. So that actually is a good indication as to that growth. But if you think about the banking landscape, I think that's a lot of demand that's starting to come up. I think we haven't reached the inflection stage yet, but I can kind of sense it. So I've been in Laos for 6 months. I'm from Malaysia, and over the last 6 months, just the first time stepping into the airport till today, I see a big difference. When I first landed in Laos, there were probably no cafes in the airport, and today there's at least 7, 8 cafes with a beer bar, duty-free coming up, and you see a lot more hustle and bustle. In March this year, which I'm quite excited because we are a Japanese bank, there's going to be a direct flight to the south of Japan. So it's kind of really opening up. So if you really look at what I just shared, how is it related to banking and financial industry? As the economy grows, as population is about 7 million, so it's not huge. But as the economy grows, as there are more activities, there are more travelers, there's more productivity, input, output, there will clearly be demand for payments, for money. And with that, there will be a role for banks to play. And clearly, there's a lot of non-banks as well. So I think all in all, for a country of 7 million, 43 banks, and a lot more microfinance companies, non-banks who are trying to get into this, like fintechs, I think the market is going to get quite interesting in the next 2-3 years. And I think we will see a real surge in the demand for banking services. On that note, let me also briefly share about the bank that I work for. I'm the CEO of Maruhan Japan Bank. We are a 100% Japan-owned bank. We have got sister banks in Cambodia and Myanmar, and the operation is actually quite big. In Laos itself, we're actually quite young. We're only a few years old. And with me coming on board, we have actually just embarked on our 3-year strategy. So it's really apt, and it's really humbling for us to actually win this award in this short few months.
Wow. As you just mentioned that you have been recently appointed 6 months ago. So clearly you have started investing in digital space. So how important is digital things for the MJBL? So
just now I mentioned about the 3-year strategic transformation that the bank is going through, because clearly we were one of the smaller banks, but we definitely don't want to remain that way. We don't need to be the biggest, but we want to be the best in the segments and in the areas that we want to compete in and serve our community. So as part of our 3-year strategy, the 3 key things that we want to achieve in the next 3 years is number 1, we want to be the most trustworthy bank in Laos. I know not many people would have that as a vision, but we feel that is really important. And being a Japanese bank, trust is a very core principle for us. And being trustworthy doesn't mean that you only look at integrity and compliance and governance, but you want to also be trustworthy in the sense that customers can trust you. Services are good. When you say you deliver it on time. You make things convenient, you make things simple. So with that in mind, we want to not just be the most trustworthy, but by delivering the best customer experience. We want to have a superior experience when customers deal with us, when they talk to us, when they bank with us. And this can only be achieved if we use technology wisely. And that's why digital is at the forefront of everything we do. So I know you talked about digital, and really if you think about digital today, I don't think it's a sexy word anymore. I don't think it's a mega trend. I don't think on any of those buzzwords. I think digital and technology, it's a necessity. It's an imperative. If we don't employ this in our bank and we don't use this to serve our customers, to serve our community, and to serve our own internal staff, I think we will be out of the game. Because in today's environment, we used to talk about the millennials and the Gen Ys and the Gen Z and how they want instant gratification, they want things fast, and really that's not so true anymore, because today even a 70-year-old, 80-year-old wants instant gratification. So people who are kind of 70, 80 years old have bypassed the keyboard because they were so nervous when they were given a keyboard. But the moment smartphone came out, they kind of just leapfrog. And they're so used to it. Today you go to any restaurants, you go to your friend's place, you meet up with people, and you see elderly people so intuitively using smartphones to Facebook, and it's even interesting that you have elderly people using apps like TikTok. So I think if you think about digital, it's really about serving our community and serving our customers. And in Laos, I think that's a very important part of what we intend to do, because it also helps us with financial inclusion to make sure that we can reach the provinces and the regions where they are unbanked. There are 7 million people, only about 1 million bank account. So if you minus the young children, the elderly, you probably have another 4 million that are not served. So digital and technology and mobile data enables us to do that. So for the people who are urbanites who live in the bigger towns and cities, it is great that it's a bank on your fingertip anytime, anywhere. So today with my smartphone, I actually don't even need to go to a bank. I can do everything from morning till night. And it helps with our lifestyle. But more importantly, if you think about people who are not in the urban areas, you think about SMEs, you think about businesses, digital will then enable everybody to be part of the economy. But this is not as easy because I always believe in this kind of a quote that says, banking is transactional, but money is emotional. So because you are dealing with money, you are dealing with emotions, and that's why customer experience become key. So I think digital, customer experience, and being trustworthy, I think it's got to come together.
Wow, I've heard like your vision and the technology that you have, and the trend and the lifestyle, and also the huge opportunity in Laos PDR. Can see like your organization are going to have like a bright future in this business, right? So. What are your plans for the bank moving forward?
So as part of this 3-year journey and part of this vision, which I just briefly shared, it's going to take a lot of hard work. We have these big dreams, but it takes a lot of hard work, and I think over the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we have actually started crafting out very clear plans around what we want to build, what we want to deliver, and the kind of growth must be sustainable, must be responsible, and it must add value to the economy, to our community, to our shareholders, and it must always be in line with the central bank and the regulators' vision. So I think clearly moving forward, it's really about rolling out periodically step-by-step improvements. So we have gone live with our mobile app. We call it MJ Sadua. So Sadua in Lao means simple. So we actually have a tagline called Sadua Sabai Ngai Wong Wai, which just means simple, easy, and fast. That's something that we use in everything that we do, even internally with our staff. So coming back to this mobile app, which we went live just in November, but it's a really simple to use, simple to download, a very cool app that not just enables you to do banking, but enables you to also do a lot of things on your fingertips, like pay your bills. We are part of an ecosystem. You can enable QR payments. We also have an e-wallet in there. So if you don't want to sign up for a Casa bank account, you can have a simple e-wallet, and that enables you to go to any of our merchants. So over the last 2 months, we have really now grown to about 320 merchants across Vientiane, which is our main capital city, and we are really expanding that very, very quickly. This by itself is not good enough. We have also included a very simple chatbot. So when customers want to reach the bank, they can just go on, ask questions, and the chatbot actually responds to you. There's no one actually sitting at the back, it's just automated. In addition to that, we have also included a very simple financial management tool to help Laotians and to help our consumers and our customers to learn how to save, to learn how to invest. And every time you log in, it's a very simple dial. If it's green, it tells you that you're doing well, you've saved some money. If you start seeing red, that means you are using more than what you save or earn. So just simple things like that to also help with financial literacy. So besides financial inclusion, we also want to improve the financial literacy. And moving forward, we want to automate, we want to use straight-through processing, we want to really go paperless, not just on a mobile, but also in our physical setup. So in our branches, we want to start automating. We want to really, enable a lot of simple processes so that more and more people can be part of the banking community and to use us with ease. Because a lot of people are afraid of using a bank, but we want to kind of simplify that. So moving forward, we also want to work with partners. We want to build an ecosystem so that we can work with SMEs, with businesses, and it kind of just ties everyone back together, from the bank to merchants, to e-commerce players, to regulators, to businesses. And how do you enable this whole thing? So the whole vision is when a person wakes up in the morning and with just a mobile phone and our MJ Sadua app, till the time this person goes to bed at night, everything can be done on the phone. You can pay your bills, you can pay for lunch, you can split your bills with your friends, you can apply for a car loan if you see a car that you like, you can apply for a card, you can buy a movie ticket. You want to be able to do everything with that capability. And e-commerce is now becoming a very pervasive part of our life. Almost everything we do, we're just relying on our smartphone. I think many years back, people wouldn't imagine you'll be like that today. So if any one of us leave our house, we go to work and we forget our purse or wallet, most of us don't go back. But if you forget your mobile phone, you will go back. and that's a reality. So how do we ensure that we use and we utilize things which people are familiar with, are intuitive, and how do we embed banking services in there? Because I'm a big believer that nobody dreams about taking a loan. So Guang, I'm sure you don't wake up in middle of the night dreaming about coming to Maruhan Japan Bank to take a car loan. But you do go to bed at night dreaming about your new car, dream about your dream home, dream about your next vacation to a nice, beautiful, exotic island, or dream about a nice diamond ring or a nice watch. But you don't dream about a loan. So what we do is, how do we enable customers to actually achieve their dream? So you don't need the bank, but what you need is the services. So how do we provide these to our consumers, in the next 2 years, 3 years? So I think it's really about employing technology to actually grow. So step by step, we're going to be rolling out things, and I think every quarter, our customers can expect to see something new coming out from us. And that's our plans for the next 3 years. And I think importantly, while I talk a lot about customers and the environment and the community, another key pillar for us is really to build a very cohesive and a team that actually has a common vision, has a common goal, and a team that's really engaged. So we've got a very simple program in the bank called CARES, which is caring for our environment. And really it's all about making sure that everybody's responsible for each other. People come to work happy, people come to work engaged. And while we automate things for customers, we also want to make things simple. We want to automate things for our staff. I promote a very open culture in the bank. Every week, Monday and Fridays, we have get-togethers in the morning. You can ask any questions. We are all online on chats, and anybody can ask questions, from the tea lady driver right up to me. And I think that's a very healthy environment that we are trying to build. So really, we are trying to enrich not just customers, the economy, regulators, the country, but more importantly, I think we want to build a team that kind of eat, breathe, and sleep this vision. And I know it's going to be tough, but I'm confident if we continue to work hard, we don't give up, I'm quite sure we will be able to achieve this dream in the next 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that's excellent. And of course, there's no doubt why Maruhan Japan Bank Laos have won our award. So, ladies and gentlemen, and also Anthony, we have come to the last question. Could you please share about the challenges do you anticipate, and how do you differentiate yourself?
That's a really good question, Guang. In today's environment, it's actually quite hard to differentiate yourself. Why I say it's hard to differentiate is, if you heard what I said earlier, if you purely look at technology, and almost everybody is employing technology. Even us sitting here today, the cameras, the mics, we are all employing technology. Technology is something that, given time and money, you can make it work, guaranteed, as long as you got time and money. So what we do with technology, our competitors can replicate it just like that. So if you buy a $10,000 equipment and you say, this is my latest technology to enable a new service, your competitor will spend $20,000 tomorrow, get a newer technology and be better than you. So there's no more competitive advantage in that. One good example is ATMs. Nobody now really goes to a bank because they said, hey, they've got the best ATM. No one really cares. And in a lot of economies, a lot of countries, ATMs have become totally homogeneous. You have white label ATMs that anybody can just use. And today it's the same in Thailand, in Laos, in Malaysia, Singapore, anywhere in the world. So if you think about that simple ATM, as a bank, there's also not much that can differentiate the bank. Because if you take away all the logos, probably everyone's strategy looks the same. So what really differentiates the bank still comes down to the people. The internal people, how we implement things, how we make customers feel. And that's why customer experience is very important. That's why trustworthiness is very important. So as we move forward, how we want to differentiate ourselves is really, we want to give that not just a superior customer experience, but to do it with sincerity. And we want customers to feel it. There's also another famous saying that, people don't remember what we say, people don't remember what we do, but people always remember how we make them feel. So I think moving forward for our organization, and that's something that we're working hard to build, is how do we differentiate ourselves from competitors based on how we make our consumers feel. How do we make businesses feel? How do we make our staff feel? And I think that's going to be one key competitive advantage. Because if you look at the banking industry, it's getting very crowded, it's very homogeneous. You've got not just within Lao players, but you've also got a lot of fintechs that's coming up, tying up with telcos, and telcos trying to launch e-wallets. You've got players from abroad, you've got Alipay coming in, WeChat, you've got so many different players trying to enter the market. And today, if you really think about it, the field is so crowded that you can't really tell the difference between a fintech, a tech fin. Anybody with technology can become a bank, as long as you've got that ability to reach out to consumers and customers. So I think, long story short, that's really not much that you can differentiate, except how you make your customers feel and how you make your employees feel. And I hope that will be the mantra for us as we move into this exciting future over the next 2-3 years, to really deliver this very superior experience, so that anybody who deals with Maruhan Japan Bank, any stakeholders, whether it's customers, whether it's regulators, whether it's the authorities, whether it's consumers, whether it's businesses, partners, merchants, our staff, we want to make sure that we deliver superior experience. We enable things digitally, but more importantly, we want to be the most trustworthy bank. And that's what we want Maruhan Japan Bank to stand for.
Wow, that's very impressive talk, and thank you very much for sharing us your knowledge and experiences.
Thank you.
All right, so we wish you all the best in your business, and of course that we're looking forward to work with you in the future.
Thank you so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.